Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome to Coffee Break, wherein we talk about everything related to self improvement. I'm your host, this is Nilanores. So, let us first define what is self improvement. Ano ba talaga yung self improvement? And we should start by defining it. And the definition of self improvement is pretty self explanatory, actually, because self improvement is the improvement of one's knowledge, status, or character by one's own efforts. It's actually the quest to make ourselves better in any and every facet of life. So, bakit ba mahalaga? Bakit ba mahalaga yung self-improvement? Well, self-improvement almost starts with self-awareness and the ability to transform your habits. If you're serious about transforming your life and improving yourself, then you should start with improving your habits. Napaka-importante, guys, yung ating habits kasi they form who you are. Habits form your actions. Actions form your character, and your character becomes your destiny. So, it's actually really difficult to notice unless you are already self-aware. And most of the time, we are not aware of our own actions or habits that could probably lead us or hurt us in the long run. So, it's good if we have some kind of person who are like our travel or buddy or friend who are really close to us, who would tell us that, hey, you're starting to get derailed from your actual goal, from your actual plan, from your habits, from yourself. It would give you the push that you needed to get back on track. Kasi I have read this one book. It's I forgot the title, but it goes something like The Power of Habits. And there was this guy who had a brain damage and he can't remember anything. That's really sad and really difficult, But scientists have discovered that this man who doesn't remember anything can go for a walk around his neighborhood and go back safe. Do you know why? It's because the habit that he had built lies inside the back part of his brain. It's on a dormant pace wherein it's self-programmed. And the moment that there's this kind of trigger that triggers the habit or the start of a habit, then it goes on to continue that pattern until such time that the reward is given or the end of the habit ends. So for him, the start of the trigger is wanting to go out for a walk. And the moment he leaves the house, the habit takes charge. His logic shuts down. He doesn't need to think. He doesn't need to decide where to go next, where to go, turn left, turn right, how to get back to his home. The habit does the job from there. And you may be wondering that's totally not true, or maybe that's some sort of a bullshit. But it's actually true, and it's backed by science. And we have that kind of power as well. How one change of habit could change our life. I also remember another story, and she was a girl who had just recently experienced breakup. She was smoking a lot and she was badly in debt. She was out of shape. In short, she was a really bad mess, And 20 years later, who would have known that this girl would have totally turned her life around 180 degrees. And it all started when she realized, or when she had enough. She realized that she had enough of all the bad things that's happening in her life. And there's no one else to blame but her. So how did she cope up? How did she turn her life around? Well, it's not that easy actually. But she did it. She did it by starting with one habit. And that's smoking. She quit smoking, and she dedicated every ounce of her willpower to quitting smoking, to not even trying to smoke one stick of cigar. And that simple habit led to another habit, which was working out, because he was already concerned with her physique. And she started eating healthy. She started getting a job. And 20 years later, her life completely turned around. So, same thing with us. We have the power to do that as well. But are we self-aware enough to actually realize and find out if there is something that needs to be changed? Kasi hindi naman talaga natin hindi tayo makakapagsimula. We cannot start if we don't know why we are starting, if we don't know what we are starting for. So the moment you had enough, the moment that you think that there's something that needs to be changed, that's the moment when you need to find and look inside yourself. Hey, what's wrong? What's wrong with me? Start with yourself. Don't look at other people. Start with yourself. And for me, I found that within my vacation this year. And it's actually the anniversary it's actually not the anniversary, but COVID is already a year past then now. And this is the only time that I knew and realized that I really need to change. And I want you guys to join me on my journey to self-improvement. And every time that I will learn something new, I will be teaching it to you guys as well. So that is it for today's episode. Hope you guys like this episode. Be sure to give me a review so that I will know what to improve on next, or any topic that you'd like to suggest. And as always, thank you guys for listening. I will see you on the next episode.